Hey, Celtics Nation. We're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Boston Celtics. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. This way, you'll always stay up to date and never miss out on any exclusive news. The NBA world has been absolutely shaken in the last few hours by a piece of news that, if it becomes official, could completely rewrite the power rankings of the league. Boston, the proud city of champions, the city that breathes basketball and lives through every dribble on the parquet floor of TD Garden, might have just pulled off the kind of move that feels unreal, almost like something straight out of a video game. The whispers are loud, the rumors are echoing, and insiders from every corner of the basketball world are dropping hints that Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal are packing their bags and heading to Boston to put on the green and white jersey of the Celtics. It's the type of move that sends shockwaves across fan bases, that makes analysts tear up their preseason predictions, and that forces everyone to ask themselves, are the Celtics about to build an untouchable dynasty? Imagine a team already anchored by Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, now adding the lethal scoring ability of Beal and the generational greatness of Durant. It's a storm brewing in Boston, and the league better prepare because this rumor, this gigantic twist, is not just talk. It feels like destiny knocking. The story begins with murmurs in training camps, little comments made by executives who are usually careful with their words but seemed almost too excited to hide what was about to happen. Durant, who has been chasing a balance between legacy and opportunity, has been linked to multiple franchises over the years, but never did the Celtics appear to be the most realistic destination. Until now. Bradley Beal, known for his loyalty to Washington for so many seasons, took the path to Phoenix recently, but whispers suggest his journey might not stop there. Together, their names started to appear in Boston-centered conversations, and the idea suddenly caught fire. It's not just about talent stacking. It's about fit. It's about chemistry. It's about the idea of Durant's versatility blending with Boston's culture and Beal's smooth scoring becoming the perfect complement to Tatum's aggression. Fans scrolling through their feeds felt a jolt, like they had stumbled onto something forbidden, something they weren't supposed to see yet. But it's out there now. The rumor has life, and it's impossible to put the genie back in the bottle. From a basketball perspective, the implications are staggering. Durant is still one of the deadliest defensive weapons in the game, a player who can tilt the floor, break any defensive scheme, and elevate any team he joins. Pairing him with Tatum creates a duo that could torment defenders, constantly switching roles between primary scorer and decoy, leaving opponents helpless. Add in Beal, a guard with unlimited range, excellent footwork, and a knack for heating up in a flash. And suddenly Boston is not just adding pieces, they're assembling a juggernaut. Jaylen Brown's presence ensures that this is not just about offense, but also about two-way dominance. And Marcus Smart's defensive leadership provides the glue that makes the pieces hold. Imagine the spacing, the mismatches, the endless options when a defense has to pick its poison. Guard Durant tightly, and Beal torches you. Focus on Tatum, and Durant slices you apart. Collapse the paint, and shooters rain from outside. This is chess on hardwood, not checkers, and Boston seems poised to play 5 steps ahead of the rest of the league. But this rumor is more than X's and O's. It's about identity. Boston is a franchise built on tradition, on banners, on the idea that team comes before individual glory. Bringing in Durant and Beal would test that culture, but it could also redefine it for the modern era. Durant, often scrutinized for his career choices, could find redemption in a city that values winning above all else, where his skills would be embraced not as a shortcut, but as a continuation of the Celtics' eternal quest for greatness. Beal, long admired for his loyalty and perseverance in difficult times, could finally taste the pressure and reward of competing for championships in the most storied arena of them all. Fans would rally. The Garden would explode with energy, and suddenly Boston wouldn't just be chasing titles. They'd be expected to dominate, to overwhelm, to reign supreme. It's a story that feels almost mythical, the type of twist where basketball fate and human ambition collide, and every fan watching feels like they're witnessing something that will be talked about for decades. The financial side of this possible move is equally fascinating. We know that contracts, cap space, and luxury tax bills are the unglamorous but necessary parts of making super teams work. For Boston, acquiring Durant and BEAL would mean a massive reshuffling, perhaps. Moving big contracts or trusted role players to make the numbers align. Fans might be bracing for painful departures, but when the prize is this grand, sacrifices suddenly feel acceptable. Think about the endorsement potential, the media attention, the ticket demand. It's more than basketball. It's an economic earthquake. Boston would instantly become the epicenter of the league. Every game a primetime event. Every possession dissected and replayed endlessly. The pressure on Brad Stevens and the Celtics front office is immense, but the reward is equally massive. If they can actually pull this off, they won't just be remembered for building a contender. They'll be immortalized as the architects of one of the most powerful lineups in NBA history. Of course, skepticism always lurks around big rumors. There are those who will say it's impossible, that Durant's past injuries make him a risky gamble, that BEAL hasn't yet proven he can be a consistent winner, that the Celtics already have their core and don't need to shake the foundation. Critics point to chemistry, to egos, to the fragility of assembling so many stars under one roof. They warn that what looks beautiful on paper can crumble under the weight of reality. But then, the counterargument rises louder. What if it works? What if the pieces fit perfectly? The egos align, the hunger unites. Boston has always thrived in the face of doubt, always relished the chance to prove the world wrong. And so this rumor, as wild and daring as it sounds, captures the imagination not because it's safe, but because it's bold. This is the stuff that defines eras, the kind of gamble that, if it pays off, makes everything before it feel like the prelude to a new empire. Now imagine the headlines. The morning after Durant and BEAL are officially introduced as Celtics, standing side by side with Tatum and Brown, holding up those green jerseys with pride. The flashbulbs explode, the cameras roll, and the fans erupt in a chants that shake the walls of TD Garden. Suddenly, the NBA landscape is transformed in a single announcement, a single press conference that feels like a coronation. Every talk show, every podcast, every panel would be filled with debates about whether Boston has already sealed the championship before a single ball is tipped. The city itself would buzz with an energy that stretches beyond basketball, uniting generations of fans who know the significance of moments like these. The Celtics are not just a team. They're a movement, a legacy that spans decades, and now they'd be writing their boldest chapter yet. Durant and BEAL in green is not just news. It's a statement, a roar that echoes through the league. Boston is here, and Boston is coming for everything. The psychological warfare begins long before the playoffs, long before the matchups even materialize on the hardwood. Opponents would see Boston on the schedule and feel the weight of intimidation, knowing they are about to face not one, not two, but four legitimate all-star level talents in the starting lineup. Coaches would burn midnight oil, trying to design schemes that could hold back the tidal wave of offense and the suffocating defense that comes with it. Fans in rival cities would circle the date, desperate to measure themselves against the new standard. Media narratives would shift instantly. Who can stop Boston? Are the Bucks, the Heat, or the Sixers still contenders? Or are they just challengers in a league Boston now dominates? Durant's presence alone forces adjustments, but BEAL's scoring versatility only compounds the nightmare. By the time the season tips off, the psychological advantage might already belong to Boston, and sometimes that edge is just as powerful as talent itself. But let's not overlook what this means for the culture inside the Celtics locker room. Tatum, still the young cornerstone of the franchise, suddenly has a wealth of experience around him, mentors and warriors who have carried the burden of expectation before. Jaylen Brown, often talked about as a star in his own right, would thrive in a system where defenses can no longer focus solely on him, giving him space to showcase the full breadth of his game. Marcus Smart, the emotional heartbeat of the team, would embrace the challenge of holding everyone accountable, making sure that no matter how bright the stars shine, the Celtics' identity of grit and defense never fades. This is not just a gathering of talent. It's a merging of identities, a chemistry experiment where the ingredients might just create the most potent formula the NBA has seen in years. If it works, Boston becomes not just champions, they become the blueprint. But before we continue, please remember to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest news about the Boston Celtics. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. What does this mean for Durant personally? For years, critics have questioned his choices, labeling him as someone who took the easy road in Golden State or struggled to carry Brooklyn to the heights expected. A move to Boston, however, flips the narrative. This is not just joining a contender. It's stepping into a historic franchise, carrying the weight of tradition, and embracing the challenge of living up to legends. In Boston, Durant would not just be another superstar. He would be part of something larger than himself, something that could cement his name alongside the greatest of all time. Every shot, every win, every banner will be measured against the echoes of Russell, Bird, and Pierce. For Durant, this is legacy. This is the chance to silence doubts, to erase criticisms, and to leave behind a chapter in basketball history that cannot be ignored. For Bradley Beal, the move is equally transformative. After years of loyalty in Washington and a brief taste of the Phoenix Project, he has often been framed as the star without a stage, the scorer whose brilliance was hidden in mediocrity. Boston offers him the spotlight he deserves, the chance to show his skill set at the highest level, under the brightest lights, surrounded by teammates who can match his hunger. In this environment, Beal could thrive like never before, free from the burden of carrying a franchise alone, yet vital in every big moment. His ability to attack off the dribble, to score in isolation, to stretch defenses with his shooting, all of it becomes magnified when defenses are already collapsing on Durant and Tatum. Beal's narrative shifts from what if to here it is, from a talented scorer lost in the shuffle to a defining piece of a championship puzzle. The final question is one that lingers like an electric charge in the air. Can anyone stop them? The answer feels elusive because talent like this has rarely been assembled in such a balanced, dangerous way. The Bucks might argue they have Giannis. The Heat might lean on their culture. The Warriors might point to their history. But deep down, everyone knows this Celtics rumor is different. This is not about one star carrying a team. It's about a constellation forming, an alignment of skill and willpower that could dominate not just for a season, but for years. And so, the rumor continues to spread, whispered in arenas, shouted on social media, debated in every corner of the basketball world. Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal to the Boston Celtics. It feels like fantasy, but sometimes the most shocking stories in sports are the ones that turn out to be true. And if this one does, history will remember the day the NBA changed forever. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Boston Celtics, please subscribe to our channel and give the video a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.